Perhaps you heard of Rankins School.
Yep.
Perhaps you heard of Raymond Rankin's American Legion post.
Yeah, this will be fine.
Perhaps you've seen the Rankins piano in the Coopersville Museum. It's all from the same school, though you see the name spelled different ways. It's not even spelled the same here as it is here. That's because the real name was Rambleton. They were immigrants, and they changed their name when they came here, and it was spelled one way by the Dutch people they were associated with, and another way by other people. But if we go back to 1860, there was 5 siblings in the area. 4 of them were a little older, and they were getting married and clearing farms and starting families. And one of them, he trailed behind by quite a few years. His name was Frederick. When he was just turned 15, he was working on a silent lily farm. Now, a year and a half later, we see his name come up again. And it's on a document where he's enlisting in the Civil War. And it says on there, he's 18 years old. Now, how do you go from just turning 15 and a year and a half, he's 18? He lied. And he isn't the only one who lied, because there's another document there with him. Consent in the case of a minor. I, Martin Luther Sweet, do certify that I am the legal guardian of Frederick Rankins and that he is 18 years old. Well, that's 2 lies. He is not the legal guardian of him. Frederick Rankins had parents who lived in Grand Rapids. Now, children, the younger folks all live here, but parents live in Grand Rapids. And so he's lying. Why is he doing that? He's Martin Luther Sweet. Martin Luther Sweet was the richest man in Grand Rapids. He was the former mayor of Grand Rapids. You've heard of the Panther Hotel? All that? He's the one who built that. Certainly Third Bank, the original Third Bank, he was the founding president of that. Why is he signing this? All he can do is order conjecture. But I believe that the winner, who lived on the farm in Coopersville here, he lived with his parents, he probably worked for Martin Luther Sweet, who owned the flour mill. Martin Luther Sweet was a unabashed anti-slavery Republican. And he probably went around talking to young people into signing up to join in and get union. So this little kid, imagine that he's an immigrant only, 16 years old. So then what happened? Well, he turned 17 in the summer. Then shot. Goes on to be at Gettysburg and a lot of other places. And in 1864, he's captured by the Confederates. He's taken to Andersonville prison. Certainly, some of you at least have heard of Andersonville, the notorious prison down south. He spent a lot of time there. When the war ended, he was released. He was sent to Vicksburg, Mississippi. From Vicksburg, he wrote a letter to his parents. And that letter is so moving, I wish I could read it to you. It's on the website. And it was so moving, so touching, telling about his experiences in Andersonville prison, that it was published in the Grand Rapids Eagle, and it was also published in Dutch, in a Dutch language newspaper. So then his parents are waiting for him to come home, but he doesn't come home. What happened? He was on the Sultana, which is probably not familiar to you, but it was a steamship that the federal government paid people to take release prisoners up north. They paid them good money for it. So the people who owned these ships wanted to make a lot of money, overloaded their ships. You can see the picture of the ship here. When built to hold 350 people, they had 2,300 on it. They had patchwork repairs to fix the boilers so they can hurry up and get going. They got to Memphis, and the boat rocked back and forth. It was so top heavy. And the boilers burned out. The ship sank. 1,700 people were killed. 1,700 young Union soldiers were killed. It was the worst naval disaster in American history, and you've never heard of it. And one reason is because Abraham Lincoln died at the same time. People were tired of this, and the people on it were all Midwesterners. So New York based. If you go to Hillsdale, Michigan, there is a monument to 280 soldiers from Michigan who were on that ship and died. So the family eventually found out about that. And if you look around here, right here, Frederick Rankins, born 1866, is named after this. This is his brother, Frederick's oldest grave site here. And all his siblings named his son Frederick after him. But there's no grave for Frederick. You know, you look around this nice, see the American flag there, and there's no grave for Frederick. He doesn't have an American flag. He doesn't have one at all. And so I think that's kind of sad. I don't know what to do about it. So, the Andersonville prison, by the way, now is prisoner of war as well as national park. And there, a copy of his letter is there. And I would encourage you all to read it if you get the chance on the Coopersville History website. You'll be moved. Now, there's another Rankins in the military. That one is the one they named the American Legion post after. And he's buried straight down from here. And there is a flag by him. And there's a gravestone there. But he's not there. He died in Europe and he's buried in France. But he at least has a stone and he was someone else. And I think there's a park down Coopersville. I think he was on that place. Oh, that's war. Reddick's older brother Garrett was quite a fellow. He opened a store in Coopersville about 1868 where he sold farm implements and musical instruments. You got to be an optimist to start a music store in Coopersville in 1868. And he kept the farm machinery going for, I don't know, 15 years or so, but he really emphasized the music business. And he opened a store in Holland. This is a picture of his store he had in Holland, Michigan. He had a warehouse in Grand Rapids. And he catered to the Dutch people. And so you will see ads in Coopersville Observers and stuff for him, but mostly he advertised in Dutch language newspapers in Holland. And he would travel around, go to different towns and sell organs. And I got yeah, this was written by Garrett, and that's his burial stone right here, I believe. Cottage organs, pipe organs, and a music teacher by G. John Vanzora. In 1892, my maternal grandfather, Garrett Rankins, installed the first pipe organ in the Friesland Reformed Church. Garrett lived on a farm in Coopersville, Michigan. His 4 sons ran the farm, while he sold cottage organs to the early settlers in southern Ottawa County. Music teachers were rare in those days, and Gert gave his young daughter Hattie lessons. Then when she was 16, she began giving lessons to families that had purchased an organ from her father. She was paid 25 cents per hour. She traveled 26 miles in a sulky drawn by a sorrel pony. She made a round trip on an average once a month for 5 years. She didn't teach during the winter. In 1882, this plucky young lass, now a young woman, married Jacob Vanzora, who was in the Reformed Church and settled on a farm from Friesland.
Who'd she marry?
His name was G. John Vanzora.